Brilliance Audio presents The Electric Heir by Victoria Lee. Performed by Michael Crouch. The trees grew dense and close together in the quarantine zone, magic humming through their branches and stretching in their roots beneath soil and snow. At dusk, everything was shadow, shifting shapes merging and diverging on the forest floor. Near impossible to tell which were human and which were tricks of the light. Magic shivered through the ambient air. Noam felt it like a physical thing all around him, connected to his own power somehow, the virus infecting everything it touched. It crystallized on his breath and prickled his skin like static. The target hid behind that copse of trees at Noam's 4 o'clock. Electromagnetism eddied and tugged around him the same way it did everything else, betraying his location. Noam sensed the iron in the target's veins, his magic a silvery glimmer that nearly bled into the snow. It would be tempting to think this was an easy kill, but Noam knew better. This target was strong. He'd drawn Noam's blood twice already, still sticky on Noam's face, although the cuts were healed. But he couldn't wait forever. Noam counted his heartbeats and closed his eyes, feeling along the wires of that electromagnetic tension and looping it like fabric around the target's body. He heard the whump of weight hitting the ground, air displaced from lungs. That didn't last. A burst of energy, plasma-like, exploded through the trees, cutting through branches and trunks. Noam pulled up a defensive shield just in time, twisting gravity and magnetism as he deflected the magic away to crackle like fire through the dead wood overhead. Noam stepped out from behind his tree and sent lightning across the space between him and the target, who huddled in wet snow with sweat turning to frost on his hair. The bolt made contact. Finally. Noam wasn't tired, but he certainly was cold. Better to end this quickly. He pushed harder. Another burst of force behind the lightning, drawing as much as he could from static and electromagnetism. The target was deflecting some of Noam's magic, but not all. He dropped to his knees with a grunt, body shaking with the effort of holding Noam off. The man was almost out of energy. Noam could tell. A little longer and Noam would exhaust the last of his resources, have him seizing on the ground as chaotic electrical impulses swarmed his brain. Then he'd die. Just not yet. Noam moved closer, ice crunching beneath his boots and magic swarming round his ankles like whitewater. The vessels had burst in the target's eyes. Whites shot through with red, mouth slack and drool smearing his chin. His muscles twitched uncontrollably as their nerves misfired, thousands of volts searing through his brain. When he lost balance, crumpling onto his side, when Noam felt his magic falter, that was when Noam let go. In the absence of power, the forest was too silent. The animals had fled. All that was left were the sound of tree branches cracking in the ice and fire, and the heavy, arrhythmic gasps of the target struggling to breathe. No, not breathe. Speak. Noam moved closer, but he kept one hand on the butt of his gun and his power near, just in case. The target fumbled over his own tongue, gargling on spit. With veins bulging out of his neck, he looked like a caricature of himself. Noam crouched in the snow at his side. I know this isn't the only lab left. Where are the rest? The target made a convulsive movement. It took Noam a second to realize he was shaking his head. No, you... listen. He could barely move, but he managed to grab the leg of Noam's pants anyway. Noam drew his gun quicker than humanly possible, his magic doing half the work, pointing the barrel at the man's head as he clicked off the safety. Take your hand off me. The man let go, but Noam kept the gun where it was. Answer the question. You can't trust him. A garbled noise, and the man spat out a mouthful of blood. Then, Lehrer. Don't trust him.